The pioneering platform to partake in. Now what they making, classified as faking. Crustaceans, amplifying buffoons.
Okay, explain the title of the new album, Silence Before the Funk.
Well, first, let me introduce myself. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, scallywags, and or hobos. My name is Rhino, and I'm the best all the DJs want to hear my breath. And below me right here, my man, my mellow, y'all know who he is. Tell him who you are, bro.
DJ JS1, aka Germs.
Here, as we mentioned beforehand, for those watching this now, our part of our trifecta, our third party, is on his way to welcoming a new family member to the world. So that's why he's not with us today. So you'll be hearing from 2/3 of Sound Funk plus one. And to answer your question, the title. The title stems from the fact that when Son and I started, Son and Funk, I love words, and so we've been playing with how the titles can include science and funk. So something like like the silence before the storm. So that's where silence before the funk kind of comes from, right? So we've been playing with those things until they run out. We're going to keep playing with them. I think they're hilarious. I mean, I think they're well thought out. I mean, they're part of everybody's vernacular, and we all understand sounds before the storm. I think it's a fun thing to do. But
Okay,
the artwork is completely my man German's right here. I experienced in another interview last night. You weren't there. I was like, I doodle. I like to piece of paper and then ideas, right? And I had an idea and I sent him the picture and he said, "Oh, it's just pretty cool." And I'm like, "Wow, he thinks it's pretty cool," because to me it looked like crap. I'm like, "Oh, he thinks it's cool." He's like, "If you don't mind, can I add or maybe put in an idea?" I'm like, "Of course, that's what I was here for. I wanted to like just give you a motivation on the spread. I was not committed to this in any way." And then he comes back with something that belongs in a museum and compared to my crazy man dribbles, my crazy man scribbles. But that's the title, and that's where the artwork comes from.
got it. All right. JS1, how did you become a member of the group?
Well, I'm the plus one.
Uh,
So, well, first, just in meeting them and working with them, I worked with Rhino before, um, uh, and then just in talking to Silent, and we kind of clicked a little bit. But the real thing for me is the style of music that they made and the vibe and the thing that they were on. It just clicked really well with me. And I've been actually trying not to do too much music. I've been doing a lot of my graph work for a while now. I've just been in my graph zone. So I've been turning down a lot of stuff and haven't been doing music. But when I see the style of stuff that they were doing, it clicked so well. So we just kept going back and forth talking. And then, can you add a scratch? What about this idea and that? And we just kept talking and building. And I'm glad to be a part of the group. I'm happy that they asked me to kind of to jump in on this and do it and build it from here. We just the ideas keep flowing. It's really about a vibe. Same thing with the artwork for the cover. I'm happy that it's all in house. It's all us. It's all our vibe. It's all our feeling. A lot of stuff gets a lot of albums get pieced together today by like a team and an army of people, or just a random tweet of like, I need boom bap beats for my album, and it's so this is three people that kind of on the same page, and so here we are.
I mean, that's a good point. I mean, when it comes to art, I mean, the industry has always had, this person's going to do the cover, the photo, whatever that may be. Um, but the idea of that especially hip hop is packaged together of all these outside sources. It's always wonderful not to need outside sources because sometimes the outside source doesn't capture the vision you're trying to portray.
Oh, to be honest, a lot of people got to outsource the hip hop part of their hip hop. Like we are the
Ah,
hip-hop part of our hip hop.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. And there's an AI thing on Instagram now talking about got bars but no beats. It's like then you don't have bars. I mean, like, what are you talking about?
That's true.
Now, what came for you first? Was it DJing or graffiti?
Well, graph first because I was able to do that younger. You know, I didn't have DJ equipment and records when I was really, really young. So actually, I tried to b-boy first. I don't know, second grade, third grade, not my thing. I'm not terrible, but I'm just definitely dancing is not my thing. So graph, I like to draw. Um, as a little kid, I would sit sometimes and draw with my father, and then just something about lettering, and then seeing it everywhere. I just started trying to like write my name, and I just something about doing letters. I just really like lettering, and the first official time was I don't know sixth to seventh grade where we were really going out trying to. We stole some spray paint and went and rode in the schoolyard and started practicing on the factories by my house. And then right after that, though, is I started buying records instead of just trying to record something on a cassette off the radio. And we were old enough to be running around now on the buses and the trains and getting to different record stores and finding out what's what. So late '80s, we started the record collection, and I got my first set of turntables then. So his graph was a little bit before, and then the DJing was like pretty quickly afterwards. And
It's an ill like it's an ill economic thing behind it because it's much easier to grab a marker and a pen and start. You know what I mean? Than going out there stealing records, or trying to buy records.
the honestly the hard part is um I'm I like to try to be to progress and be good at whatever it is that I'm doing, and it's hard trying to do two different things. And I'm at the DMC and I'm looking at Rob Swift or Qbert or these guys cutting, and at the same time I'm looking at the guys in the Tats crew and the pieces that they're doing, and I'm trying to figure out how to do both at the same time. And it's that was tough trying to put the time in both and figure out how to split the both. Still kills me to this day. Still really difficult to try to do, to put the time in. Yesterday we spent 10 hours painting a wall in Brooklyn. And like today, I woke up. I wasn't ready to work on a mix today. I was trying to work the cramps out of my legs. So, but
I
I love.
think that my bad.
It's all good. I just say I love.
God damn, couldn't but I was thinking that's what I think. Back to your former question of how you join the group, I think that's what kind of works, right? I was saying this last night. Is like that one. I mean, well, he don't need us. This dude don't need us. He don't need to be hanging out with us, doing things with us. But the thing is that we don't ask much of him. You know what I mean? Like we're not out there going, I know you just painted 10 hours. Could you also do this for like another 10? No, right? We're like, man, do you have 38 seconds for a scratch? He's like, I got that kind of time. But you guys, I got that kind of time. You know what I mean?
Doing the type of I don't mind the term underground hip hop. I know some people don't like it and they try to say whatever, but to me, the term underground hip hop it means an agenda. It means that you're making music, not trying to follow the trend, to be commercial or capitalize off a certain thing at the moment. So you're cool with it, just going to the people that appreciate it. So to me, that kind of music is an agenda, and you guys really fit the vibe of what I like. Where I don't find it as much. I know there's a million people making music, but I also feel that there's a lot of stuff that gets categorized in the field that I grew up as an underground or indie hip hop that's not totally that anymore. Like some other elements of styles of hip hop have infiltrated in that now because of the just the way times change. And so you guys kind of make more of the stuff that I always vibe with. So it's you're motivating me. So it's the same thing. It's equal.
Okay. Rhino,
It's like we're trying to build a cult. We're trying to
say
build a. We're motivating each other to build a cult of the stuff that we like. I'm sorry, brother. Go ahead. What's your next question?
how many people in the cult now?
Well, it's just us three.
Okay.
It's pretty small. But and then we all have our own jobs. There's no one above anybody. It's a very cool cult. We're not trying to have sex with each other. It's just about hip hop, right? And it's fun times. It's a fun cult.
Okay. So no drinking of the Kool-Aid. I got it.
We drank that Kool-Aid years ago.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. The song Mega Power stood out because I'm a wrestling fan. What inspired you to write a wrestling theme song?
Well, like I tell everybody, this is kayfabe. It's kayfabe. You understand kayfabe, brother, right? This is
Hmm.
what I am. Rhinoceros funk is kayfabe. You see me in this kayfabe. I will hold a conversation. I will engage, but I don't want to be here. You know what I mean? Like shit. This is entertainment. It's entertainment. This is not. Oh, my life and yeah, man, we all have hard life. This is entertainment. I'm trying to entertain you, right? And I've always found that to be a wonderful thing about wrestling. Even though right now I was watching the Vince Russo with Hogan beef right before I got him. That circus life of entertainers, of grown men who would put their bodies on the line, build up incredible drug habits, all to get paid $25. That's insane to me. Think about that shit. That's circus bananas to me, right? Oh, I
Yeah.
gotta drive in the Montreal Tundra because they're gonna pay $50 to fight a bear. Holy fuck! You know what?
That's no different from hip hop though. Like
That's my point.
That's
This
so.
is my point. I've been doing this for over 20 some odd years. Never got paid. This is why I love wrestling. I feel like I'm in that life, brother.
It is like hip hop.
Man, I've done shows. I've driven to Binghamton, got to the parking lot, seen a man get hit by a car. The guy in the car gets on, goes, "Walk it off, pussy," and drove away.
Walk it off.
The guy I did the show for was on meth.
mm,
Told me something. Yeah, I was smoking meth for 3 days. I'm like, holy shit. Where are the people? And then couldn't pay me, and then try to give me try to sell me a Joe Montana jersey. Dude, at a VHF, bro. We live this life. That wrestling shit, and that's why I find it fascinating. So I'm always digging into these sound bites, especially the promos. I mean, you listen to Kenny Gorge. I say hip hop historian, a handsome pogo, but I'm spinning these promos. It's always a promo in order for you to understand that we're providing something different to hip hop, something with content, something with skill, something that you can't find anywhere else. And how am I going to do that? By selling it to you in this manner. But luckily, my man Mike Titan, Bachelor Song Mega Powers was got on it. And I use people you heard Jake the Snake, and you hear Macho Man at the end, but in the beginning I used Terry Funk. And there's more of those to come. I love the wrestling idea. I love how wrestling coexists with all of our anxieties, all of our dreams, all of our wants to be a hero and strong, powerful, and people that yell at you. It's a fascinating mental world. And thank you for mentioning that song. I really love that song.
you're welcome. One Gear is a song that's a takeoff of a MF Doom classic, One Beer. Why'd you decide to remake a Doom song?
Yo, dude, you're asking great questions.
Thank you.
I just wish you were like getting the man. You have one. You got one tone, and I don't know if I'm going too far with this. Germs, you let me know if I'm breaking the meter. If I should just calm it down.
Let it
Nah,
rock.
you're
So,
fine, bro. You're fine.
Tell him. He's asking the right question. Tell him.
exactly. So why? Because it's people don't pick that up. It's so I am a big Doom fan, right? You see it, you see the tat, right?
Wow.
So I'm a big Doom fan, right? And I think what Doom did uh, back in '99 was something that to me was incredible, right? it uplifted the imagery of this street environment, a street a mentality with an intellectual observation and a scholarly approach, right? When I was living up in Albany, but I was hearing it on my video tapes. I'm like, yo, what the hell is this? And when it dropped, you know, on Fondlem and had, I'm like, yo, this dude is basically saying well, some of the most ghetto shit, but saying it with a pinky up kind of manner, right? And
Right.
when the Born album dropped, and I got it, oh man, long story there. But the point of the story is, with the Victor Vaughn character and working that way, speaking of him in the Doom sense, but then going back and forth. There was just so much wonderful shit that I'm like, yo, it was. I thought there was, even though people love him, I still think it was overshadowed. And that's the direction that we should have gone in order to have better messages in our music, right? Because it's about messages in music. You know, I laugh because I watch a lot of shit. As you can tell within my music, I watch a lot of shit. But I laugh every time I hear some like white or rock because it's so sad. And it's like that music provides no inspiration to me, no interest. It doesn't have any message, anything that connects with my struggle, right? Or what the majority of the people, not just me, the majority of the people, right? So when there is no message, it's because of convoluted cattle reproducing the same thing. And he wasn't like that, right? And I'm not saying he's the only one. Shouts to Curious. You know, Curious hung out with Curious, and I think one of the best things I've ever heard in my life, and it kind of navigated me to making that song, back to the song, I'm not going off out of here, is that hanging out with Curious like, well, dude, if Bill was around, that's what we both doing. If Bill was around, yo, he would love to hang out with you, bro. And I mean, to hear that from him, I'm like, that is, you know, the idea of this dude is good. He rhymes well. Yo, this is the people you want to be around, right? Back to the whole cult thing, man. We want to be around people like that because we validate what the hell that we're doing. And at the same time, take a position against the people that are doing it wrong, right?
Mhm.
This is why the Louvre doesn't accept finger painting, right? It doesn't accept child kindergarten finger painting, right? So One Gear, I've always been a fan of the One Beer song. And you know, so when I wrote it, it was when we were celebrating the 20th anniversary of Food album, which One Beer is on. So I called Sal. I said, "Hey, yo, I want to do this homage. I'm going to take his rhyme pattern, even the way that the sounds of every rhyme. That I'm going to change those words into what I'm saying, which there's a crazy message in there, right? But still, you know, give this massive thank you for helping me develop style and not just in music, but helping me because listening to people like you, like an LP, like a Tame One, yo, these people help me see something else in a way that we're all seeing it, right? We all see the same thing, but how do you describe that thing? So that One Gear is the salute to Doom for that song, The Career, and it's one of my favorite joints on y'all. Was that long winded? Was it long winded? Cool. All right.
Yeah, it's long-winded, but that's okay.
Yeah, it's long winded because then.
This is long one.
You got a song called Gluttons
Ooh.
where you touch on the negativity that comes with greed. As I was listening to the song, it made me think, is there anything more American than greed? Isn't that just who we
Yeah,
are?
yeah. So yeah, that's yesterday morning. So Monday, I was watching Jon Stewart on Daily Show truly rip a new hole into the whole Trump administration, right? And they even had to change the settings because he used the word fuck over like 38,000, like 30. He brought out like a
Yeah, the
church,
choir.
yeah, right. And I was sitting here on this beat that Sal had made for me a while ago, and uh, in the hook, he has Q-Tip say, "What's America without greed and glamour?" We all know that, right? I mean, this is the thing that, again, with the MCs we grew up with and we admire, these young kids, think about it, 19, 20, they were saying stuff. They were saying things that you have to like, yo, thank you for that. Thank you for letting me know that this world is full of greed and glamour, right? So we used the Q-tip thing, and I spent the whole night like finishing the rhyme and finished it around like 6 in the morning. And I sent it to JS and I sent it to Sal yesterday. And it's that idea that we live in a world where people demonstrate their greed, but yet because they have resources, they are rich, they have political connections, they have corporations to hide behind. They can explore their greed, they can murder because of their greed. Yet, if I go to the store and I yank out to fulfill my greed, I yank out money from that cash register. Oh, Rhinoceros Funk is not making it home tonight.
Mhm.
This is the difference we have to acknowledge and then talk about. I mean, I'm saying let's talk about it. How do you feel? I think is a horrible idea. And then at the same time, you're getting me to want to vote for these people. I think we should really have a conversation here. And then that's what Blunt is really about. Like, like I say, rich kid, most of it be liquid. This is the price of doing business. The price of doing business is harsh. And I think we all understand that. But thank you for that, man. Gluttons, man. It's not it's not a very it's not a very traditional hip hop song. Obviously,
Right.
you hear the guitars and there's some rock singing in there. But it's something with a message with some drums and the rhyming on it. It's impeccable. Screw you.
Yeah.
Okay, there's another joint on there called Shit's Boring where you speak about
Ooh.
how rap music has regressed. Do you think we can ever get back to the point where rap music is exciting again?
No, that's my answer, and then I'm gonna go to my man JS because JS is on that joint. I think he makes that joint the joint that it is,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, definitely
I,
describe.
I, I want him to talk about that, man.
Well, I mean, obviously, there's tons of hip hop that's good all over the place in all eras. But to me, for me personally, what makes a lot of things difficult is, the oversaturation part is tough. It works against it. It works against the art to me. I know logically you would think if there's 10 million more people making the art, that means that there would be a higher percentage of good quality art available. But the way I look at what's happening is that, a basketball analogy would just be what used to be. We were in the game, and I try to get up some shots. Maybe I hit one, maybe not. But now there's like 30,000 people on the court. There's no referee, and every single person has their own ball. And good luck. Like, you can't even get a shot up in the air without 27,000 other balls hitting it out of the way.
I'm
And,
sorry. Can I recognize how great that analogy is?
it gets to me.
Perfect. That's wonderful.
There's so much. There was always copycat stuff from the beginning of time, from the first hip hop records on, but like there wasn't social media and to where everybody had access to then run and copy that trend that in within the next hour, and then put it on the popular platform. Where that everybody can put their songs up on streaming now. So there's nothing to separate career artists that are professionally doing this from the guy that lives down the block that him and his cousin are like, we make songs, and it's like, yeah, kind of. And so it's just it gets boring because it's overwhelming, it's oversaturated. Trends grow way bigger now, even in the underground. Everybody's doing the same stuff, and it gets boring to me. That's my angle from it. I mean, he wrote his lyrics, but for me, that's what makes it boring to me sometimes. It's not as special as it was when everybody, like, to me, same thing with my DJing. People ask me why I don't get excited about it sometimes. I'm like, well, every little 7-year-old kid thinks that they could do it. Like they can't, but the whole world thinks that they can because of these stupid viral videos where they learned a few stupid human tricks that their father showed them and stuff. So I'm like, this is just boring. Where everybody thinks that they could do everything, and I'm like, I'm good. Like, it's not special. We used to get one Kane album a year, and I on it, and it's special. And then there'd be like 30 albums that year, 20 albums. I have new music this year. I have a folder in my computer with 120 gigs. There's like 8,400 songs, and those are only the ones that I kept. And I'm probably going to delete like 98% of them. So it's boring.
Let me get some of those. Nah, but I mean, it's I guess saying people don't really go out in droves to go watch T-ball. Come on, man. You know what I mean? Like, that basketball analogy really got me, man, because I've been in the park, right? And with my little basketball, and then next thing you know, there's like 30 heads, and I'm like, oh, there's in one rim. Fat boy Rhino is not gonna get to play today. You know what I mean? Like, there's just too much. So it is boring, dude. It is. How many times can you hear somebody talk about a drug sale? How many times can you hear somebody talk about cars? The pool that they pick from is so small. I'm surprised more people don't have cholera. You know what I mean?
And you could take it any ways.
They all digging in that same pool. There's mad shit in there. Somebody gotta get sick.
All these dudes are using the same drum packs that they downloaded to make the beats. Everything is the same thing. It's the same tempo.
Let's not get into the weirdos.
Yeah.
The people who are still rapping with money on their ears and yo, wow. If you can't enunciate, man, listen, what are you doing? It's like hearing a horrible trumpet player. Oh, your ears are gonna cry. Get out. I think that's our goal. Get out of this. The professionals do it.
Somebody likes that stuff.
But they are programmed to like it. That's why the radio station is called a program. I mean, I've done radio for many years. We had a programmer. That programmer is programming what you're listening to. They are told what to play, right? And if all you constantly do is play the similar thing, then you know what? You're gonna grasp a similar culture. One of the best things about Kenny G, I've mentioned this before. One of the best things about Kenny, one of the funnest of the facts about Kenny G, right?
What?
Man, the man can hold a note for like 40 minutes. That's insane. That's one.
Okay.
In parts of China, 5 o'clock, they play Kenny G's Time to Go Home. When the song comes on, those people get up. They don't know fuck what's happening because they know it's time to go home. We are programmed people. I just want to hang out with people who can acknowledge talent. That's it. Keep listening to that shit. I don't want everyone to listen to my shit. No, I don't want that kind of. No, I don't want that. One of the best ever critiques I ever got was from a drug dealer that came to my house. And he said, "Oh, you got turntables?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he goes, "My mic." "Oh, you rhyme?" I'm like, "Yeah, what?" And he goes, "Yo, man, play me some shit." And I was like, "Nah, man." He goes, "Just play." I'm like, "All right, cool." I played. Not 30 seconds. He said, "Yo, I don't understand shit you talking about. Yo, I'm out." And I was like, "Best critique ever, bro." Yes, I don't need you to know, bro. Come on, man. That's why I'm getting out of here, man.
Crazy.
Okay, as you like that one? You like that story? It's still true. That was a true story. True story.
All right, last question. Who is the Silence Before the Funk album made for?
Oh, go ahead, let him speak, and then I'll say what I. Oh, I'll yeah. Let me just because to me this is important.
Yeah,
So
well, brother. Hell yeah.
no, well, I mean, listen, it's your words on the album, so it's very important that you explain that to everybody what you know who you feel is for. But to me, like I was saying from the get go, a large part of why I'm happy to be part of the group and doing this is there's a style of hip hop that I'm an '80s guy. I love '80s hip hop. Honestly, I still love the drum machine era, '80s hip hop stuff. That's great for me. But as time went on, the indie scene in hip hop that was the counter to the overwhelming guns, drugs, pimp stuff that was nonstop. And that scene that opened up here, that was all kind of counted at. It was mocking that kind of stuff, pushing the more intelligent stuff. I know the word conscious is overused, but some of the more conscious stuff or whatever. And then trying to still progress the skills factor, which I'm always a skills based person. Um, and I feel that that's been lost a little bit in the indie scene as well now. And I like where this album is coming from. It's not all like there's a lot of I call it the spoken word thug stuff that's out there now, like they call it drama stuff. I call it spoken word, but like it's not that. It's more for a lot of the people that came up that would the people that would have loved the Juggernauts album. You know, those people, the people that would have ran and put on the Cold Flow album and been like, "Yo, I understand why this is going to be talked about decades later." Like, it's for those people that are open minded, like different concepts, could dig a wrestling song, could dig a verse that's only scratches, could dig a song about DJing, like breaks. It's not. It's definitely for the underground of the underground, and that's the people that I vibe with. So go ahead, Rhino. I know I don't want to be long with it.
No, that was perfect because it segues, and I'm glad you brought that up. Don't stress, bro. Again, I mentioned we also share a language in which I know what he's saying, I know what Sal's saying, even though we may think that we're not saying it right. Each of us understands that person's saying, and what by bringing up Cold Flow, bro, one of the Loon TNS. I remember playing that with someone. At the end, he says, "If you didn't get this, well, fuck you. It wasn't made for you, right?" And the person in the car was like, "Yo, hold on. What he said to me?" And I'm like, "I don't think it was to you." You know what I mean? It's very general, but he was like, "Play it back, because now I want to understand," right? And when it comes to words, you'll have the homage to doom. You'll have gluttons, because this is hip hop, but I'm a very educated man, and I teach. I'm a historian. So you're gonna get things, but I don't become preachy about it, right? I will say something like, "Yo, this kills like Spain looking for spices." Yeah, we'll go check it out. Spain killed a lot just looking for spices, right? You know what I'm saying? And I'll throw those little lines in there that whatever. Right? Oh, a line that slowly pivot. We above the clouds, way past the Holy Spirit. They're silly lines, but to tell you that there is skill here, and there's a different way of saying things, right? And it's not overly preachy, yet it retains the pentameter of boom bap. It retains the slang of the street. It retains the order of those who created me. You know what I mean? The KRSs, the Just Ice, the Chub Rocks, the Rock Cams, all these people that I can go back still to this day and listen and go, "Ooh, all right, how can I make that line? Because I know what he's saying. I want to say the same thing, right?" If I'm telling you that, again, back to that above the clouds, I mean, I had a line that said, "I'm so over your head, I give God a pound on the way down." I'm talking about gravity. There's a lot going on there. But people could say, "Oh yeah, I'm over your head." That's been said. But how over your head am I? I have to sit there and be like, "Yo, man, what's over people's head?" Well, a lot of people believe there's a God there. Well, maybe I'm over God's head. But I gotta come back down because I believe in science and I think gravity is real. So I have to come back down. Things like that, right? That they break the mold of even when I want to say I want to kill you. Well, you know what? How am I going to kill you? Right? I have an answer. I'll kill your future by infecting your current roster. Holy shit! Not fuck your bloodline. That's where I'm going. Right? We're taking it to the extreme here. That's what this album was for. It's for real hip hop lovers and people who think. That's it.
Okay. All right. Silent Funk, thank you for joining the realhiphop.com.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank
You're
you.
welcome, man.
I
Peace.
appreciate it. Thank you so much. Peace.
Boy.
Yo, there's only one gear left. News be selling us fear in each breath. Empty, they party unstable. See all the greed, fed up on cable like.